Life is a way of changing our plans without warning. One moment, the future seems certain. The next, everything you have worked for can feel out of reach. Today on the Daily Grind, we follow an electrician whose determination is stronger than the challenges that he faces.
My name is Darlington Matema. I was born in 1968, 17 June, at Mpilo Hospital in Bulawayo. When my father was still working in Bulawayo, he got transferred to come and work in Harare in 1976. And I did my primary school at Mavure Primary School in Zimba up until grade 7. I then moved to Harare. I did my secondary education at Lord Bowen High School up until 1988. 1989, I was now in the industry looking for a work. My first job was at ZBC, Barre Studios. I joined in September 1989 as a technician. From September 1989 to October and November. And then I left early. I joined the Founders Building Society. 1991, I joined the mines as an apprentice electrician. That's when I qualified.
His reputation was built through hard work and the dedication, earning the trust of clients who relied on him to get the job done.
I joined the Zimfos Complex Corporation in Masasa. I was working as an electrician as well. I worked there for 5 years until 2011. There was a voluntary retrenchment, and I volunteered to be retrenched because my leg was giving me problems. So I thought maybe I'd go home and recover, and then I'll go back to work. But unfortunately, I did not recover. The leg was eventually amputated on the 19th of February, 2012.
Life changed in an instant. Illness led to the loss of one of his legs. For many, such a moment marks the end of a dream, but for others, it becomes the beginning of a different story.
Before amputation, the doctor gave me a choice. He said it's either we amputate, because they were saying the bone was now infected. It was infected up to somewhere there. So he was saying for us to be able to contain the infection, we have to amputate above the knee. So he said, I'll give you a choice. Either we amputate or we leave you like that, but eventually, when it gets higher, we won't be able to amputate. So I didn't take time. I gave him the go-ahead.
The uncertainty affected not only him, but everyone who loved him. His wife watched the man she knew struggle with fear, frustration, and hopelessness.
Ndinonzi mai Matema, mukadzi wa Matema. Ngangoti tichitangira pavaka amutetwa gumbo. Ndo pakangotangira machallenges kuti ivo havachakwanise kuenda kubasa. Plus first days zvakaoma kuti vanga vasati vaane gumbo. Vaingoshandisa macrutches vachishandisa, vanga vasati vaane artificial, vaingoshandisa macrutches vachishandisa one leg. Saka mabasa achona vanga vasisite, even ini kuti ndishandewo mamwe mabasa ekuti ndinombovasiya zvakaoma. Ndaitoita kuti nditowana mabasa ekuti ndinoshanda ndiri pamba, is like kuti ndomboita zvekuchengeta huku. Ndo basa randingatoti ndo project yandinayo yekuti ndichiitawo. Pamwe pachona unosanganawo nemachallenges ekuti iwo macustoma panenge pasina. So tozoona kuti iwo ndione ngori mind webaba wachona, because baba wachona izvozvizvi kuti vashandi havakwanise.
The physical pain was immense, but the emotional pain proved even heavier. The man who had spent years standing tall suddenly questioned whether he could ever stand again.
From there, a bit depression. After amputation, you start wondering, am I going to be able to work for my family? Am I going to be able to do things that I do? What is my future going to be like? But they send you for counseling, and you just have to accept it.
His wife remembers those years well.
Kuti kuremara kwemunhu azokura anga ari normal achizvifambira kwakangorema. Because tomboti murume mukuru unotanga kutomugeza semwana zvese nekufidha zvinhu zvinotanga kukuremera pamazuva ekutanga kuti saka hatichatofambi tese semafambiro ataita mutauni, saka kwakati ndakutoenda ndega, saka panapa pamba ndakutotenderera ndini ndenda kutoita senge baba. It's like zvakawanda zvinhu zvaifanirwa kunge achiita zvimwe zvachona zvaunenge wakuita senge mukadzi. Pamwe pachona zvinotokuremera uchitoti apa ndichapabuda here apa, but unozoenda nemakore uchijairira senge ipapa gumbo rinomboita pamwe pekuti vanombopinda muchipatara neapa parakazotyoka zvimwe zvinhu zvachona unenge unozvigamuchira hako but hazvijaiririki zvekugara nemunhu akaita sei ari disabled.
His wife watched the man she knew struggle with fear, frustration, and hopelessness.
Yeah, by the time, at first it was difficult to accept that now I am disabled. What next? Are the people going to still accept me as I was? Am I still going to get the jobs that I was doing? How am I going to fend for my family? And all the things like that. But eventually, I got to accept it and I moved on. I did not break down as such, but it was something you begin to wonder whether life is going to be the same again.
Recovery was never just about healing wounds. It was about rebuilding confidence and accepting that disability does not mean inability.
The first thing you must do is accept the fact that, yes, I'm now a disabled person. What should I do to move forward?
Asi unozongoenda uchimanage kuna kuti pasingagone mumwe wako uri kuita sei uri kutomubatsira plus iwe unenge wakutofanira kushanda nesimba kuitira kuti cover magepa anga achiita sei papachimbobatsirawo mumwe wako.
And then you carry on. You take it in and you say life goes on. At least I'm still alive.
Slowly, one decision at a time, he chose not to let his circumstances define him. Returning to work wasn't easy. An electrician's job involves climbing, lifting, crawling through tight spaces, and spending hours on your feet.
But I picked up and started working on my own, doing electrical jobs, self-employed. I used to hire other guys. And then I was fortunate enough in 2015, attending PhD ministries. Prophet Magaya offered to assist people who were amputated actually. So I was one of the guys who benefited, and we went to South Africa. Prophet Magaya bought us artificial limbs, which I'm glad I'm now using when I go to work. So from there, I worked at the Yada Hotel. I was the electrical foreman there from construction until COVID time. That's when we stayed at home, and eventually we never got back to work. So I've been doing things on my own. I ran my own things. I bought my own company.
Today, he approaches every assignment differently. He carefully plans his movements, uses equipment that makes work safer, and depends on the experience gained over many years in the trade.
I do electrical works in and around Harare or even outside Harare, be it in industries, domestic. Mainly we do electrical machines, installations, maintenance, and ball pumps installation, electrical starters. We do any starter from direct online, start, delta, forward and reverse. And we do house wiring as well. Notably, I've been working for several companies now.
No electrician works entirely alone. Behind every successful installation is trust between colleagues. His workmate, he has seen firsthand the determination that keeps him going.
Alright, ndinonzi Tapiwa Thomas Rice. Ndiri shamwari ya TD Matema, the electrician. I've known him since I think around 2021. The first time ndakatanga kusangana nawo nindogara right across from him. We were looking for an electrician, and the first time we talked about it, he gave me his quotation yao, and then we took a look at it, and it was good. I did not initially. I did have slight doubts that he would probably be able to do the job, but he did a brilliant job. But then paid, and we've never had any problem with Nema Gates ever since. Now, from then on, we developed a friendship, and whenever he wanted to go, whenever he had a job somewhere, we would go together. So I'm more like a right-hand man, sort of.
Some days are even harder than others. There are moments when frustration returns, but giving up has never become an option. Instead, every obstacle is met with another solution. Every difficult day becomes another reminder of how far he has already come.
When I'm doing my work, usually I use my artificial leg and crutches. But recently I've been on this wheelchair because of the condition of this other leg. So I've got other guys that I work with. If there's a problem in the ceiling, one guy will go into the ceiling, I'll tell them, ask them, what are you seeing the situation in there, and then I'll tell them what to do. Like especially if I go with someone who is not well versed, but if I go with an experienced guy, he'll be asking me and I'll be telling them. Moving around with this wheelchair, usually I move around on my own, but when I get to a difficult terrain, they've got to push me, lift me up. At times, I can transfer from the chair to a sitting chair, and then they move the wheelchair into the house.
So, when we get a job and we get a client, we usually go there together. He uses a prosthetic limb on his right-hand side. He can be able to stand, and he also uses crutches as well as his wheelchair. And what usually we do is, there are certain hard-to-reach places. For example, muma ceiling, nepango stand for a long time. That's how we probably come in and help. So usually what he does is he tells us what to do. Like for example, in those hard to reach places, all you have to do is to explain, and then after you've explained, then he'll direct you to chita swakati.
His journey reaches beyond just the workplace. In his neighborhood, he has become an example of resilience. Young people who have watched him work, you have learned that strength is not always physical. Sometimes strength is simply refusing to stop.
Indoitwa Denze Mario Magurei. Ndiri neighbor yava Matema ndogara pa opposite. Vamatema takatanga kuzivana 2010 ndo patakatanga kugara ku Riverside kuno. Isusu takangosvika vari kuno ku Riverside. Vanga vachitori right, vanga vachiri kutofamba nemakumbo avo zvakanaka. Handicharimembe zvangu kuti ingava iri rini pawakazobviswa rimwe gumbo. Sometimes vanombondifonera kana vadzimai vava vasipo kana pamba pasina munhu wekuti angakwanise kunge achivabatsira ari padhuze. Saka pakauya customer inenge ichida huku, vanondifonera ndomhanya ndotengesa huku. Kana pane anything chaunenge wachida kungobatsirwa, vanotanga kutongondifonera, then ndinenge ndichiita sei ndichivabatsirawo kana ndiri padhuze. Kana ndisipo ndongotaura mudhara chii ndambobuda, ongoti hakana wadzoka waita sei, omhanya pano chii, then ndongobatsirana kwatinenge tichiita navo. Ini ndakangodzidza kuti kushanda chinhu chiri right. Havatarise kuti vane urema hwavanawo, vakatoita basa. At one time vakatombondifonera takatomboenda tese vachinoita basa ravo kunonzi kwaChibamu kuGoromonzi. Handisati ndatombozviita, ndo pandakatangira kutoita sei kusungawo nchinzi ita kudai so. Saka ndodziva kuti munhu kushanda kwakanaka, chinhu chakanaka kushandisa maoko. Usingatarisi kuti ndakadai so kana ndakadai.
What many see as disability, his colleagues see as resilience. Together, they have learned to adapt, communicate, and support one another on every job.
They give me contracts, but unfortunately, some guys, when they see somebody on crutches or wheelchair, they think maybe this guy, can he do the job, especially in and around your own area where you stay. They can call you up. When they see you, they start doubting. But after you've done the job now, they start believing, and they then refer you to other people. That's how I get my clients. At first, they will be doubting also. Can this guy really do the job? I'll give an example of a certain neighbor of mine. I did his house in phase 1 there. He was always saying, can you do it? Is it going to be okay? When we finished now and he brought his generator, he wanted us to test. He was telling his kids, move away from there. Anything can blow up. But in the end, he ended up laughing and saying, no, I'm quash. That's how these people look at us. But he sees me every day. But some people can just doubt.
His journey reminds us that disability does not erase talent, purpose, or ambition. It simply demands a different way forward.
Inini, personally, I'm a farmer. And I remember the other day, takaenda tese ku plot kwedu. We went to our plot and we wanted to install my solar panel and the bowl. And I think it's been 2 years. We managed to do the installation. The bowl has been functional. It's a prolific bowl. It's been functional, and we haven't had any problem. Sometimes, like for example, when we are installing my water systems, to reach. So certain places such as those are how we help out. And what I've seen is, besides being a good friend, what we have also noted, what I've also been able to benefit from him is, from his experience, I'm also able to do certain small things. I'm not an installation person per se, but we've also been able to do a lot of small things.
I sent the guy up into the ceiling. I told him to open every round box. I'll be down and I'll be saying, I'll be by the socket outlet that will be down there, and he'll be up there and I'll say, all right, open that box. How many cables do you see? Is there a joint there? Are the cables all right? And then we'll move to the next point until we found that there was bent cables on one of the round boxes.
I keep learning from him. I think the most powerful thing about maybe the relationship that we've had is I've learned from his tenacity. It's something you do not find in everybody. I think a lot of people, if they face the kind of challenges that he's faced, are bound to probably give up. They are bound to probably look down on themselves. But with what we have done and the kind of things that I've learned from him, I've learned that he's his own man. I do not have to tell him what to do. We have I've learned that you cannot sit back and then say, Kuti, just because I am this way or that way, then therefore I am not able. And one thing that I have also loved about him is he's a brilliant friend. In a lot of things, there's a lot of other people that we work with. I'm not the only person he works with. There are other people that he works with. I could call them by name. Every time we do a job, he's a fair man. That's the nicest part about him. He's a fair man, and most of these lights that he's able to bring into the fold and probably give a bit of, impart some skills to them. They say they appreciate the fact that you cannot do a job with him and that job becomes at certain point a return job, all right? At certain point a return job. Every time we've done something, we've been able to complete it, and I do not have any customer that I know that we have done anything with. Akasara achi asina kukutsikana. But the one thing that I've also seen is people only gain confidence in him after they've seen his body of work. And I think it speaks for itself, and that's the one thing that we can always take away. And I think it's one of those things that if given the opportunity and given the latitude probably to do more jobs, a lot of people would appreciate his workmanship as well as his professionalism. That's practically what I can say about my good friend, Uncle TD.
I want to say to all those people out there who face the same situation that I'm in now, the first thing you must do is to accept the fact that this has happened and it's not going to change. But you got to give yourself determination and courage. And once you accept, you can then be able to move forward. Never give up. Don't give up hope. Continue with the struggle to achieve what you want to achieve in life. Because nothing is impossible. All things are possible. Once you put all effort into it, and once you have the desire to say, no, despite the fact that I've had this challenge, I used to have 2 legs, now I've got 1 leg. What can I do? There are many things that you can do, especially if you can get assistive devices. If you get crutches and use your crutches, once you got the hands and your mind, you're able to use your brain. Use it. Don't sit back and relax and say, I can't do anything, and wait for somebody to come and give you anything from nowhere. Work hard. Perseverance. You can be able to achieve all what you want to do in life.
For him, the daily grind continues. One step, one connection, and one brighter tomorrow at a time.